This episode of All in the Delivery is brought to you by Haley Bug Creations. Any sticker or decal that you want, she can make. You want to customize? She can do that too. Check out her Etsy shop. The link is in the episode description. There you will find a large variety of different decals and stickers made from premium vinyl that is sure to last. So guys, get yourself or someone you know, a Schmedlex, Smiley, or whatever company they work for. Get them a sticker, okay? You will not be disappointed. They will not be disappointed by the quality of these decals. And now, let's get on with the show. What's up, everybody, and thank you for joining us on another episode of All in the Delivery. I am your host, Dave, and this is episode 83. Joined here with us, you guys know him, my co-host down in West by God, Virginia.
Fuck.
Luke, how's it going, man?
Dude, it is as we record the Getting the Big Picture segment, I had an extended weekend, and so the work week seems to be looking well already. So yeah, I'm good, brother.
Absolutely. And also joining us, our producer, Nate. Nate, how's it going, buddy?
What's going on, guys?
And I missed talking to you today a little bit because I just getting into the fucking as when this comes out, we'll have this resolved, but I might be low tech Tommy and us tomorrow, just to give you a heads up. I'll say Nate and Dave, both of you, because I got a new phone finally. I got an S22. I had a Samsung S8. I wasn't even into double digits yet, and I'm not hooked up to the Bluetooth. So and long story short, yeah, we might have ourselves some communication issues.
No, it should be much easier now.
It's good talking to you though, brother, now, because we'll be no, it'll be fine. I got it connected to my Jeep. I'm not that bad. But I will say this, to not trail off too much with new phones. Holy shit, man. I didn't realize how far behind I was. Wow. There's a lot of new shit.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, fucking 3 cameras on these things now.
Well, thanks for being here, Nate. Rogans are MIA right now. I'm sure they're traveling somewhere. I'm sure they're rolling along.
Oh, they're rolling along, or they're keeping busy. They're doing.
Oh, yeah.
That's one thing. If they're stationary, they're still move. They're on the move. If they're stationary, they're working. So they're literally on the move, figuratively and literally. Jesus, that's the third show in a row I think I fucked up a word, and I've tried to correct myself twice. Anyways,
also got to give a huge shout out to our Patreon subscribers. Thank you to Tony, Sam, Ashley, Andrew, Fernando, Nate, Clement, Tad, Luke, Ryan, Will, Chuck, Jacob, Sean, and David. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. And as always, we appreciate you guys.
So fucking much. It means the world to us.
And hey, if you want to become a Patreon subscriber, click the link in the description. In the bottom of the description of this episode, you will see the Patreon link right there. And of course, don't forget, go check out the YouTube channel as well, guys. YouTube.com/AITDpod. I think that is it. If not, go to our website, which you can also find in the description of the episode. Just click it. And it's got all of our stuff right there. So
everything right there, deliveringgreatness.com.
That's right. And also got to give a huge shout out as well to the people who have sent feedback about the new intro song. Thank you so much for enjoying it, because Luke and I enjoy it. So we want you guys to enjoy it.
Looking back on it now, I don't understand even, why didn't we just do that to begin with? I mean, you obviously had the shit. You obviously have the ability. Why? I don't I don't I don't remember why we just didn't start it that way. But hey, whatever. I mean, we had there's a lot of good episodes with the old interest song. It's been a staple. And obviously it's going to be, you'll hear it plenty as you listen to older episodes before this one. But
right.
yeah, it's kind of funny how that, I was thinking about that the other day, or no shit, as we record this, when we listened to Ashley's episode, I actually heard it. And that crossed my mind. I was like, fuck, I wonder why we just didn't do that. But yeah, I'm glad I'm glad that people are enjoying it, because more sentimental, man. It's fucking made by one of our own.
That's right. Fucking yeah, that was a lot of fun. But yeah, like I said, I hope you guys enjoy it as much as we do. So thank you guys for the feedback. But my God, Luke, do we have some shit to talk about?
I mean, to say the very least. And this coming from the guy that rambles, it'll be funny if people listen or laugh as I say this, but like the interview we got was coming up with our guest Tony. I mean, it's a good one, because it's a different world where he's from, and you'll hear all about it. But so obviously we were saying with the getting the big picture, if we do episode length, but like this week, holy shit. Now, I think to just start, because what happened first with Foo, I about fucked up another thing. I about fucked up Foo Fighters, but I'll let you start that off, being that you are a fellow drummer.
Yeah, we lost an absolute just rock. Probably, one of the most. Foo Fighters was a band that I grew up with, like literally grew up.
Same.
Been around for ever. I mean, Nirvana, ended in 90.
I mean, Foo Fighters have been around for at least 25 years, at least, because the album they did with Hero and had all those other hits, that was, I believe that was 97.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure. So they've been around since the mid 90s.
Right. And that's a tough loss. That's a tough loss. Lost drumming legend, in the rock and roll world. He not only played, he also sang in songs as well.
Right.
With Dave Grohl, and I mean, oh my God, speaking of Dave Grohl, dude, like, can you imagine the heartbreak this dude's gone through in his career? Holy shit.
Well, shit, dude.
First you were a drummer losing your lead singer, and then he became a lead singer and lost his drummer.
Not to deflect this off of Dave Grohl with what happened with his loss right now, but you saying that reminded me of something that Jerry Cantrell said a few years ago. Jerry Cantrell was the guitarist for Alice in Chains. In Alice in Chains, late Lane Staley, their lead singer, died of a heroin overdose. I think that's been 20 years ago now. Fuck, it's crazy. But yeah, I think it was 2002. But what he said, Dave Grohl coming kind of from the same era, I'd have to say he would probably feel the same. He made it like he doesn't get tired talking about, he doesn't like get up. It doesn't annoy him to talk about his friends that have passed away, because he's had a lot, as is Dave Grohl,
Right.
But there's nothing, just say you miss the hell out of him and try to move on. I know he's grieving. That doesn't make it any easier. But yeah, Dave Grohl, as everybody in that kind of, man, because they came in the same time. All those musicians, Dave Grohl obviously was from Nirvana, and all them other guys were from the grunge era with Sublime, and fucking Allison. It's unfortunate, man. And I'm not saying that he didn't pass away from a drug overdose. Currently, as we record this, we don't know. We know it was heart failure, correct? That's all we know.
That's all we heard so far.
So I'm not making any speculation on how he died, but yeah, as far as Dave Grohl, dude, it's still, no matter how numb you may be to that happening, it's still terrible, man. So yeah, and to people that like you said, dude, you grow up with the Foo Fighters. The Foo Fighters have become an iconic band. I mean, Dave Grohl is, he had Kurt Cobain lived, Nirvana may have, it may have not have, Foo Fighters may have never even have been, man. And
for the record, Foo Fighters been around since 94.
94. Okay. So they were around before Nirvana was done then, because Kurt Cobain died. Hold on, let me think. Kurt Cobain did die in 94. He died in 94, didn't he? Okay, so never mind. I was thinking he would died after that, but so I thought for a split second that he might have had like a side gig when Nirvana, but no, that was after he'd passed away then.
Yeah. It's funny, like you almost think like Dave Grohl was just looking for a way to like distract himself, probably from like the heartbreak, because like for him it's still hard to like talk about it.
Right. And now he's got
fucking Foo Fighters were born.
Now he's got to do, yeah.
Fuck, man. But rest in peace, Taylor Hawkins.
Rest in peace, brother. Your music will live on forever. And it just, yeah, for your friends, your bandmates, your family, all your fans, man. Just sucks. It does, man. And it just fucking another trend. Yeah, another thing that seems to be trending in these early 2022 episodes. But to make it, to give the other big fucking news, it's a little bit lighthearted. Some people might be mad.
Some people might be mad, but let's talk about the slap that was heard around the world.
Now, as we record this, was this last night?
This was last night.
Okay, so this is very fresh. Now
it's so fresh.
I'm sure by the time that you hear this episode, you will have seen probably 1,500 memes to this. Mm-hmm. And it's just a gem. I mean, it fell from the fucking sky. You can't not bring this up.
No.
This is just like where to even begin? First off, because I didn't work today, so let me ask you first off, do you think that this was a staged event?
All right, so I want to get into that. And
okay. You can get into it.
So we could talk about it being staged. We can talk about it not being staged. But first, I mean, I want to talk about the actual slap. Okay? And real quick, before we get going there, now joining us is the Rolling Rogans. What's up, buddy?
Sneaking on there.
Oh my God! Sorry, guys.
No, that's all right, man. How are you guys?
Good. We're just trying to get a room a room for 2 days tonight. We're over. This is beautiful. It's Lake Tahoe.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
Sorry to rub it in.
Okay. It was like 25 degrees today and snowing. So
yeah,
it was freezing up here.
Yeah, there's snow-capped mountains, but there's something about the scenery of landscape of like the mountains being topped with snow. It's 51 degrees or actually around, like 50 degrees here, but I'll take that over where you guys are.
I would too.
Yeah. So we got one more show to do and then we leave California.
All right.
So, we'll be bumping into RJ again.
Nice.
Nice.
Maybe Andy Von Six. I don't know, but we hope to see them back there in Victorville. Okay. And so and any other people that are out there, listeners, please give us a shout out. We'll see if we can make it.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Well, all right.
Thanks for joining us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Do what you got to do, guys. You guys are awesome.
Thank you, man.
Brother. So back to the slap.
Okay, so I want to talk about the slap.
All right, go ahead.
So like, just he was so nonchalant about walking up on stage, and it was just the funniest. It was just the funniest looking thing because he just walks up, stands in front of him for like split second, just face to face with him, and then it's just his slap looked like something out of a movie. It legit looked like he learned how to slap out of it was just like,
dude,
the fucking pivot he had.
That was going to be my point, dude. He played Muhammad Ali, dude. He filmed Ali.
Right, sure.
So he knows footwork, dude. That's what I was saying. He knows how to move his hips. And that's why I was kind of like, why would he slap him, dude? He could have nailed him with a right fucking crossbody, dropped his ass.
Absolutely. But he bitch slapped him.
Yeah.
He fucking bitch slapped him. And like I was saying, like it's like the slap makes me think it was fake. Makes me think it was staged. The slap makes me think it was staged. It was just a whole pivot of the body, hand out of nowhere, and just flap.
Boom.
Just like, and so another funny part. Okay, Chris Rock. You never saw Chris Rock grab his face.
No.
You never saw him be like, oh shit. Like nothing. He stood there and took it.
He did.
So like, was it fake? Was that a real slap?
Well, I mean, just because he didn't grab his face doesn't mean, I can say.
Pretty sure like every person's natural reaction to being a surprise or being surprised by something like that is usually like, what the fuck? I guess.
I
don't know.
I was trying to think of the times I've been slapped. There's been a couple in my life, but I can't remember how. I was trying to think of but yeah, you can't compare that to sparring because that's coming no matter what. I feel like a lot of people would grab their face, but dude, he might have been so fucking because he had shit in his hands though, right? Because he had cards in his hands,
right?
And dude,
and I heard it. Excuse me, and I heard that he was reading it off of a teleprompter.
So that he didn't make that joke up.
I don't think he was the one that wrote it. And in the end of the Oscars, it says written by, and there's a list of names. So what if it was one of those people, one of those names that wrote the joke for him?
It was just banking on him freaking out and fucking slap. Dude.
Okay. So like I said, okay, we could go so deep into that. But like just the footwork and just the way the slap looked, it looked staged.
To me. Yeah.
So the other side of it to me is being real was the reaction. Hold on. Let's not go there first. Hold on. Let me backtrack. Back it up here. Pump the brakes. Another part that made me think it was fake was Will Smith was caught laughing at that joke. Was that
first, right?
Was that just a thing where like he was just laughing along with everything and everybody, and he was like, ha ha ha, having a good time, and then maybe it clicked, or was that just like, you saw her face, everybody saw her face.
I think what people were saying was that he laughed, but then he saw that she was upset and was like, fuck this.
Then I got to do something.
And I saw people trying to say that, he shouldn't have laughed at first. But in that situation, he probably knew the camera was going to be on them anyway. And he was probably thinking about laughing. He might have not known. I don't give a fuck how long you can be fucking married with somebody forever. Yeah. You might know them well, but you can't get inside their head in the very fucking moment. When he started laughing, he might have just thought she was going to laugh it off too. I mean, I'll give him that. Then he saw she was visibly upset, and he had some shit just fucking, straw breaking the camel's back type of shit going on. But
oh yeah,
I'll tell you what drove me nuts though, dude, is I was seeing people trying to make it political, and that was driving me fucking crazy.
Yeah,
I was like, man, we can't escape it, dude. We can't escape it. I was like, it's just the same way, like when and I even call him, I was going to say when the President Biden tripped up the steps, which what created getting the big picture. That's the whole reason we started this, because when that happened, it came out like 3 weeks later. Dave and I had to we were like, dude, when there's shit like this happening, if something like that was just, I mean, that was dropped in our lap just like this slap was. But I mean, yeah.
So like the other point of it being real was his reaction after he sat down.
Yes, I agree with that 100%.
His facial, I mean, guaranteed he's a fucking great actor.
Right.
But his facial reaction looked serious. He looked sincere when he said, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth." Like, it was just like, whoa.
See, now that you say that too, that even makes me think that could be because you couldn't hear it. Like they silenced it in the US version.
On the US version. Everybody's seen the Japanese version.
Everybody saw, the Japanese version where you could hear him say that. So he didn't initially, dude. So like, what did I mean, he didn't slap him and then start fucking screaming. He walked back, sat down for a minute, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. They had the audio cut way before he said it. So that might be another thing if it was staged to be like, well, he's going to say, he's going to say fuck real loud in a fucking loud. I mean, I feel like every major network says fuck now anyway.
Right. And they also bleeped out Chris Rock saying shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And saying it was a G.I. Jane joke, bro, or whatever he said to him. Like, God, dude, what a fucking.
All I know is that it's making for great content. There's great memes out there.
Like Adam Sandler and Kevin
I'm not
James.
Gonna pick a side. Oh my God, here we go.
Like, here we go. Just think about this. We're not picking sides, but just think about ball busting. Think about a group. Just think about the group text, the group chat between Chris Rock, Adam Sandler, Kevin James, David Spade, whoever else would be in there, Rob Schneider.
Schneider.
Dude, I guarantee you, I bet they're either saying that or everybody in that fucking group text is just fucking slamming, smashing Chris Rock for not. Dude, I'd love to hear Adam Sandler's response.
Fuck. All right. But yeah, the slap heard around the world.
God. Thank you, Will.
It's gonna make for great content to come for sure.
Yeah. Thank you for just I mean, you've generated so many memes in the last 2 years, dude. I don't even God.
It's incredible.
I love you in Independence Day more than anything. That'll never change.
Absolutely. All right. So as we said last week on Ashley's episode, the Get in the Big Picture segment was what not to do. Well, guess what? This is the what to do in this segment of Get in the Big Picture. So this is what you should do. You should expect the unexpected.
And that goes by
for our friend Luke here.
Yeah. And I mean, that goes with exactly how it sounds. You should expect fucking getting brake checked, getting fucking low limbs, getting smacked in the. I mean, so many things. I mean, the list fucking goes on.
You weren't on the phone earlier because you were, off today. But I was telling Luke about how we had an accident in our division where somebody was following too closely, and the guy in front of him brake checked him.
Ooh.
Boom!
Damn, I'm
right
you,
into
dude.
the fucking back.
Brake checking's real, man. You got to watch that shit, especially
But I was
this
just
day
blew
and
my
age.
mind that you just said that.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not fucking. I feel like I can sense brake checkers because I feel like I can fucking see them coming. I will say one time in a smooth move. This was years ago. I got brake checked on the job, and I mean, it wasn't on the
too closely.
I was probably creeping up good, but I fucking whipped it in the other lane, not missing a beat, and fucking passed them. And just,
Shit.
I mean, I felt like Dale Earnhardt, rest in peace. Like, I mean, that was probably, yeah. Anyways, yeah.
So there's the serious side of this. Like, obviously, the big one is work safe, following the methods. Okay, there's no reason to run. There's no reason to run your ass off. You know, especially you all you newer guys who are just trying to prove something. Like, listen, once you qualify, that's it. Like, relax. Take it back. All right, stop burning down people's routes. So, you know, work safe. That's an obvious, a must do. That's really the only serious one.
Yeah.
For what to do is to work safe. Work safe. What you should also do is get involved with the union stuff. Get knowledgeable with the union stuff, because there's a lot of shit that a lot of people don't know. I'm sure there's shit that I don't know still. I'm sure there's shit that Luke doesn't know.
As I said last week, I'm one of them fucking people. I need to learn more. There's definitely more. Yeah.
Right. Ask someone.
preaching.
Ask your shop steward. Ask your assistant shop steward. We have great stewards in our building. You know, I'm sure you have great stewards too. So
Absolutely.
So use them. Ask them questions, because there's going to be shit that's going to come up and you're not going to know what to do. And so knowledge yourself. Knowledge is power. And I think those are the two main big ones. Something you should do is you should always mentally prepare yourself for a shitty day. I know it sucks. I know. But you should mentally prepare yourself to be going in there and just absolutely getting fucked. Like, there's no other way to put it, guys.
Yeah, and you know, that's such a terrible outlook to have, but it's so true, because if you have it that way, you're not going to be disappointed.
Right, exactly. You have a great day, all of a sudden you're like, fuck yeah, let's go. You know?
And then if you have a bad day, it was like, well, I knew
I was mentally prepared.
That's so true.
It's so terrible, but it's so true. You know, another one here is expect to help someone too. That fucking sucks, but you know, if you're getting done early enough, and that's another thing that goes with the whole running. Listen,
Right.
You take your time. You get done at a good time, normal time. You know, you get back just before the air car leaves, whatever. Like, you get back 7:00. There's chances are you may not have to go help someone, you know, like go and take 15 stops off someone. You may not have to do that. Yes, you may have to, you know, get this person's pickup, get this letterbox, go grab air off this person and, you know, that person, you know, that's fine. And so you should always expect to help someone for sure. Like, that's, you know, we all know how that is. We all see the green light of death come up, unless you got to die at 6. And then you may not even have to respond to a message. But we know what we're talking about. All right. You guys know what we're talking about. All right. But yeah, that's the dues. Do you have anything else to add to that, Luke?
I don't think so. I think I mean it's I was going to, like I said, with the working safe, you know, that the error we're in now, it just, you know, you don't have to break your back, because you don't have anything to prove to anybody, and you can still work at a good pace and be efficient. You know what I mean? It's not like you have to fucking sandbag and not do anything, but man,
Right.
yeah, it's just, especially for the younger people, you know, if you run and you burn shit up, like Dave said, you'll either get the green light of death or they'll just keep adding more shit to you because they know you can do it. And then there's just going to be times where, you know, you don't want to get caught in that loop, man, because then it's expected. And then if it isn't expected or the result's not there, then it's like, hey, well, you know, you did it this day and that day.
Right.
What's up now? So just
right.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't have anything. Just piggyback off of that. But that's about it.
Yeah. No, that's definitely true. Definitely work safe. So, anyways, let's get into our interview. Guys, like I said last episode, you do not want to miss this one, okay? This is with our friend Tony. He is from Alaska, up north, where it gets fucking dark all day long, just about, throughout certain times of the month. Guys, this is a wild one, okay? Wild. I'm talking polar bears. I'm talking fucking moose running.
I want to at least say
I don't want to spoil it, but
I don't want to spoil it either. But I will say with the polar bear thing, that was, I think you're going to hear about this polar bear thing, but it was, I mean, I know they're definitely where he's at, but the story you're going to hear with the polar bears isn't right where he lives, because that's another place I asked him about. But what a good dude, man. Awesome guy.
That's right. So without further ado, here's our interview with Tony. Let's go. So our guest today is from the Golden Heart of Alaska, Fairbanks to be exact. Guys, he has 5 kids. He's been with the company for 21 years. Loves being out on the river in his kayak. Guys, please give a warm welcome to the show, Tony. Tony, how are you, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah, brother. Appreciate you coming on, man. Because we talked about it for a few weeks because we'd had a little bit, you know, weather-wise, Dave and I had, I mean, just I've been spoiled here. I actually had to deal with a little weather. I get snow, I get ice, all that shit, but it has been relatively not. I mean, for the it's probably been 3 or 4 years since I've really had to deal with anything, and I actually had to deal with some this year, and we just got to like talking and stuff, and I was like, holy shit. I said because I don't remember how we even got on it, because we were just thinking about like up north, because it was probably a chain thing, which if I don't know if you've listened to any previous episodes, but I've mentioned chains so many times over and over again. New York doesn't use them, and we probably started going from there, and was like, you know, got to mention in Alaska, and I was like, dude, I said there's a guy I follow that I said we got to get in touch. So yeah, Tony, brother, I appreciate you coming on, man. Very much.
Yeah, anytime.
Absolutely. So what's the weather like up there right now?
It's balmy 21 degrees right now.
All right. That's not terrible.
No, it's actually beautiful right now.
Yeah, like what's your guys' lowest of lows during like winter?
Well, the coldest I've delivered in is minus 55.
Oh my God.
Damn.
And I'm that crazy guy out there in shorts all year.
No.
Dude, I thought I was going to say, I thought I saw that one time. I think you posted that one time a while back, dude. I thought I saw that you wear shorts. Yeah, dude. Imagine that. God almighty.
That was coat weather. Up until about 30 below, it's just hoodie weather.
Whole nother beast up there, man. That is insane.
Oh, like I said, it's a different world up here.
Yeah, so everybody else complaining in the United States that it's too cold.
No, they got
Shut up.
It is. I mean, yeah. Like I was expecting. I knew you were going to say negative,
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be negative, but
Like
man,
negative
like
15
I
maybe.
thought I was going to hear like negative, like 20 something. Shit, dude,
Oh,
double that.
I don't even put gloves on until 20 below.
Oh my God. Dude, and the trucks start up fine?
Well, we have to plug ours in up here in the winter.
Okay, so what does that mean exactly? Like,
So we have an extension cord sticking out of the front of all our vehicles up here, personal work,
Mhm.
There is typically a oil pan heater, a engine block heater, and a battery heater.
no shit.
Wow.
Because otherwise, about 20 below, nothing likes to start up here.
Right. So do you the drivers actually plug it in when you guys pull back in, or do they have like the local?
Well,
circuit?
we're parked inside, but there are some. We have a Connex outside that we load 8 trucks
Oh,
on,
yeah.
and they plug in all year, all
Oh,
winter.
Oh my goodness, that's insane.
So, but our personal cars all winter, we plug in at work. There's outlets at Walmart, Fred, our
So
shopping
you guys
centers.
actually have to park your. Wow, that is insane.
Yep, we carry an extension cord in our cars all winter.
That is nuts.
Yeah,
I've never heard. I mean, like I've heard of people plugging in their vehicles for like when it gets cold, but like the fact that you guys, it's like the fact you guys have them at like your Walmart.
If you don't have an extension cord up there, you're done, man.
You're fucked.
Yeah, you're
So,
fucked.
yeah, like if you go watch a movie and you come out and you didn't plug in at 40 below, you're not going anywhere.
Oh my
Holy
God,
cow.
dude. So it's kind of like, I mean, to just think about that, because I'm thinking of all the times, especially in my younger driving years, not really so much with like not work wise, but I'm saying just actual driving. I'm just thinking about how many times I left the headlights on and came out to a dead battery. Oh, that would have been one extra thing for me to worry. Oh, I totally would have. Yeah, I'd have definitely forgot to plug that in a few times.
If you leave your headlights on, you're done in about 5 minutes up here.
Oh, shit.
So definitely something you got to be aware of.
I was trying to think. There was somebody that I went to school with how close are you to Anchorage?
It's about a 350-mile drive.
Okay. Yeah, I don't.
That's
I
the
don't really-
northern part, right?
No,
I
they're
don't know.
south.
They're
Oh no,
south.
Anchorage is a city.
Yeah, they're down. The first time, and that was so I was as a kid night owl wise, and we'll get to I was saying the day before, right before we recorded, we'll get to the basketball stuff in a little while, but one thing that I can always remember was how cool it was when I was younger. And I don't know what the tournament's called, but they used to have a college basketball tournament in Anchorage, Alaska. I don't know if they still do, and it was a big enough tournament that like, I don't remember exactly who would be in it, but it could be a program like the Dukes or, the Michigans, it could be big enough schools. And I can remember it being on ESPN at like 2 a.m. and just thinking how awesome it was, because I would just stay up all hours of the night. And but that was kind of my like first introduction. I have a few other questions with that, but I'll wait. I didn't know if Dave, you want to go with anything with
yeah. So let's
stuff?
just start from like the beginning here. Take us back, like growing up. Have you always lived in Fairbanks?
No, I've been here going on 12 years now.
Okay. And where did you originally?
I grew up in Salt Lake, Utah.
Oh, okay.
Lived there for 30 years before I moved up here.
That
We're
explains. I was
one of the crazy ones that moved up here.
Fans.
Right? Yeah, yeah. 30 years, 40 years a jazz fan right here.
Okay. All right. That's awesome.
To move up, to move even.
What'd you say, Luke?
No, I was just saying, like you said, they're moving up even more to even a colder. Yeah. You think from Salt Lake, think about like certain spots to even go even. I mean, to like, so what's the coldest if you minus 55 in Alaska, like what's the coldest that you would have in Salt Lake? I'm sure it still had to get cold as shit, but not like, what would that be?
It would occasionally get into the negatives down there, but it was a wet cold down there.
I got you. Okay.
You can't dress for a wet cold.
Yeah, dude, that's so true.
And it's always windy down there, so it just bites. It's brutal.
That's the worst weather.
Yeah, I take 40 below up here versus 0 down there.
Dude, I understand that to not to the extremes of that, but like I would rather it be like 12 degrees here or single digits here than be snowing than be like 32 is freezing than be like 35 or 36 and pissing down the rain and wind. I would rather have this. I would rather deal with the ice and snow any day. Yeah, that's the worst crap to work in, man. So the wet cold. So at least, well, so I guess they're both brutal in their own ways, more or less.
Yeah. The next month's going to be brutal up here because of the warm. We handle the cold up here just fine, but when it gets warm, it sucks up here.
Is it like melt and then refreeze, melt and refreeze? Like,
oh yeah, and we got breakup coming up here soon, which is once it starts hitting 30 above overnight, everything starts melting and the roads get soft. So some of these roads have a foot of hard pack built up over the winter.
Yeah.
And when that all melts, we're driving through a foot of slush every day.
Oh my God.
So we got to chain up because it's warm, not because it's cold and snowy.
Right. So that you don't get stuck in the slush.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Dude, have you has it gotten, because what we had, our roads here are just shitty in general. But us with having the kind of, the harsh winter for us, like I was saying beforehand, that we hadn't had to deal with. We had a little bit of the snowpack on a lot of the roads, but dude, there's so many places for when it gets like that for you, even with chains on, dude, if it's that muddy, I mean, it almost is like what I would have got hung up. I put them on for a stop. Just long story short, it was in a side road. It was straight up. If I got hung up, I knew I could go backwards. But dude, I got to run, and I did. It just like I sunk, dude. It was like I
That's
slowed
a horrible
up a little.
feeling, isn't it?
Dude, it's terrible. Yeah, and I don't. So like, is it even so? Like with is it worse when you have to, or
when there's like an entire a quarter of your route that you can't get to? Because if you get into there and you can't turn around, there's nothing you can do. I've EC'd 90% of my route before.
I mean, shit, yeah, dude. I mean, what can you do, dude? There's nothing.
When I started, I used to do everything possible to get stuff delivered, but now it's like, it's not worth it for me to get stuck.
Of course. So, like you just said, when you got started, take us back there. How did you end up getting started?
So I've been officially a driver for going on about 11 years now. Like I said, this was a temporary part-time job. I had a whole crap ton of kids. Obviously, I needed insurance. And then once my youngest got into school, I was a stay-at-home dad for I raised all my kids.
That's awesome.
And then once my youngest was in school all day is when I went driving. So that's what that was the holdup back then. But I've loved it every minute of it. Just these days have been kind of brutal.
Yeah
Right.
So 21 years, you've been driving for 11, you said?
Yeah.
So did you work the preload, or did you work like the local sort, the evening shift?
No, I did 10 years in Salt Lake. Did about a year of just unloading trailers, which sucked. I did 5 years on the sort aisle and then 5 years on ear eggs.
Nice. Nice.
And then we moved up here, and then I worked part-time for a few months and then drove.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah,
And
and I'm happy with it.
Oh, totally. And you got your own route now, you said?
Yes, I was a cover guy for 6 years, 5 years, and I've had my own for 6.
Awesome. That's awesome.
And then my route's ready to be split in half because we've grown so much up here.
Oh, all right.
So we're pushing for them to get an extra route out to cover my stuff.
So that means you've been going out heavy, probably.
Yeah, well, for our center, for most centers, it's nothing.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
A busy day for me is 140 stops.
That's a busy day for me.
Yeah, me too.
So
that's on.
I'm not these, New York drivers that do 300 stops and are off by 5.
Yeah, that shit's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing 300, but you're like going from door to door, just dropping stuff, I mean, you can knock off. You know what I mean? Like there's like like when I used to deliver up at near WVU with a lot of the townhouses and stuff, man, if I had like 40 stops, if I had that shit sorted right, I mean, you can knock that out quick.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, mine's easy, but I work, normal day for me is 11 and a half hours.
Is it a lot of miles?
Yeah, but first 4, it's mostly a driver sort still up here.
Oh shit. Okay.
So probably 4 hours of my day is sorting, loading trucks.
Shit. How many drivers are there in your center?
We just got number 25.
Oh, wow. The fuck.
But we just lost 3 in February, so we're kind of playing catch up from that.
Sure. Is it like?
So yeah,
how is it like hiring? Center. Like there, like is it like high demand? Like people are coming in, or is it just like?
Well, we can't keep anybody right now.
Oh.
We are actually hiring to become a driver at the moment.
Wow.
No.
Straight off the road, yeah.
Right. And when I worked in Salt Lake, it was a 5 to 10 year wait.
Sure.
And now it's like, hey, you want to drive right now?
Let's go.
So if anybody's interested.
Dude, that's kind of, I mean, it wasn't that long here, but still was a while. Like I was in the preload for 5.5 myself, but dude, there was like, especially like when COVID happened too here, we hired like, dude, we used to maybe hire, I think if I had to guess, I would say 70 now, but dude, we used to like, it would be, if we hired one person in the year, that would be maybe normal. And then like, I feel like we hired like 6 and it just went like, you know what I mean? Like if there's a time to get into it where you don't have to wait as long, it is definitely.
So what about you guys? What do you guys have driver wise, route wise?
I got about, oh my gosh, probably about 80 something in my building right now.
And you're out of where?
Upstate New York. Okay.
Where you guys drive what, like 12 miles a day?
No. I usually I usually average about 100 out on my route. Okay. I do like the woods area of this.
That's more than I do. I do about 75.
Okay.
Yeah, he don't even, believe it or not, he doesn't even have any stoplights on his route.
I have 2.
One. They're all stop signs.
They're all stops because he's not. He's in. Yeah, he's not. He in the rustle and bustle of NY.
I don't think I could ever do like a city route.
Dude, I love it. There's no traffic. So it's great.
Like that's the thing. Like in the town that I deliver in the small town called New Paltz, it's there's a SUNY college there, so it's kind of a college town. So there's always kids just walking around and shit. And there's on a Friday, forget about it. It's traffic. It's everything in the small town.
That sucks.
Yeah, no, thanks. Like luckily I'm on the other side of the little river there, and I'm delivering in the woods of New Paltz. I'm not even touching the town. So. Yeah,
that's the nice thing about 40 below. There's nobody out in the cold.
There's nobody out. Fuck, that's awesome.
Except for me, of course.
There you go.
Oh yeah, you're out, dude. I'll give a. This is a quick story, classic, just for what we do. One time I was delivering, and I won't say what the temperature was. It was cold. Not for you, Tony. It was laughable. Shout out if Sam V was in here listening. Shout out to Sam Voigt. He's from Minnesota, and he deals. I mean, he's told it's been negative teens. He's told us, so not to your level, but it was cold enough. I was bundled up, and this was a late night. And it was going to be a late night. This wasn't late in the evening. This was, it was getting dark. It was winter time. So it was dinner time. I go to this house, man, and I can smell the food. I can feel like the windows are like kind of like steam. You know what I mean? I can just,
I can picture that. Yeah.
I can see the table getting set, and it's just cold as fuck. And I look, and I'm just like, I breathe down and I sigh. I like knock on the door. They don't pay attention to nothing. I'm like, I just start walking down. Well, their driveway is just a sheet of ice. And I take one step down, just flip over and land like right on my back. And I just laid there for a minute. I was like, God, this sucks. And that was like probably, I might have been driving for like a year then. I remember that was one of the nights that I still had probably, that was probably a 10 o'clock night or a 9 o'clock night. So yeah, that was one of my testing my will nights early on.
How late do you guys deliver?
I'm usually back to the building by about 6:30 with like a 9 o'clock start time.
What's the latest you guys go? Like contractually, do you guys have a time limit?
Yeah, with like DOT hours.
It was a 14.
I just mean like, we're not allowed. We stop at 9:30.
Okay, so
whether we're done or not.
Right, we have to be off the road if it's like it's usually 10:30, 10:45 would be the latest. Like, but there usually aren't people out that late, unless it's peak.
They'll say that with us too. They'll say 10:45 with full break and shit. Yeah, probably. But
wow,
I've worked till cut off a few times, but yeah, man, it's the same way. If we're not done by then, we just sheet what we have as missed and head on.
Oh, I got ripped a new asshole for sheeting something as missed the other day.
Oh, they don't like it. Yeah, that's a big no, man. That sheet and miss button is a one that is front. So are you guys still rocking the Diet 5s, or have you got the new Diets yet?
No, we've had the 6 since probably October.
Oh shit. Okay. So you've had it for longer than we have then.
Yeah, and what's your thoughts on it?
That's good and bad.
Everybody seems to complain about it, like constantly freezing up, and then you got to reboot it.
Yeah, but if you do it right, I've got, my route's not the closest together. So if I got 3-4 minutes between stops, I'll just reboot it when it starts running slow. So it doesn't really affect me.
And I feel like there's a side button whenever it freezes. If you hit that side button, like that's got the green circle around it, if you know what I'm talking about. If you hit that, then the little thing in the middle of the screen, you go back to the main screen, and like it goes back pretty quick. I feel like doing it that way if it freezes.
It's got its pluses and minuses, just like the 5 did, but you get used to it and make it work.
I wasn't able to get fucking.
I still don't have the 6 yet.
Yeah, he's still rocking the 5.
We're still rocking the 5.
Hanging on.
Dude, I missed the 5 though, because the 6 is not a good dog deterrent.
Nah, dude.
That's true.
The 4 was the greatest, but the 5 was good too.
Big old clipboard looking one.
The 4 from the 5 was definitely a downgrade and a dog deterrent, but the 5 to the 6 is completely non-existent. Like you're basically, you may as well throw your phone with it because it's about the same. Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, you're not gonna. Unless you got the old Zach Morris phone.
5-6 months into it, I like the 6. It's not horrible.
It's good to know.
I can honestly say, dude, we're like, we're not as, I think we're like this is like month 2 we're going into. It's gotten easier. But yeah, I feel like it's like anything else. But it sucks that I hate that you can't pre-record. Man, I hate that they killed that shit. That sucks. That'll piss me off forever.
Yeah, I never use that a whole lot on my route, but I can see where that does suck.
Oh, dude, I use it I have a lot of commercial stops and a lot of like suites and businesses and shit. And dude, yeah, not having pre-record kills me, dude. Because I didn't even know what to do. I just scanned it all together, and then I realized I was like, I just got to scan it and stop, complete it, and keep doing it. But
no, my mall is maybe 5 stops total at the same address, so I never really worry about it.
I mean, yeah, I'd say for any of the drivers that are just new to the Diet 6, I know past guest, long time listener, Ernie Martinez, he was just talking to me real quick about basketball, just real fast, because Ernie is a Lakers fan, and the Lakers lost again tonight. And I mean, it's hard for the LeBron support, like for the people that are, the staunch LeBron supporters. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of help right now, but man, just to say on a quick side note, the Lakers, boy, I wonder if they are regretting I wonder if they regret even bringing LeBron in. Just out of curiosity, but we can get, like I said, when we get to basketball, we'll get to that. But yeah, no.
So
you probably don't want me involved in that.
Oh no.
One of the popular things I guess people think about when they hear about Alaska is the certain days or time of the year when you have limited daylight. So touch on that for us here. So like, when does that usually happen, and how much daylight do you usually get a day?
So the shortest day of the year is about 3 hours of daylight. But on the plus side, the longest day of the year is about 21 hours of daylight.
Right. So it goes both ways.
Right.
You have your real short days and you have your real long days.
So the longest day of the year, I used to take a 10 o'clock tee time at the golf course and play 9 to 18 holes of golf in the daylight at 10 o'clock p.m.
That's incredible.
So yeah, it more than makes up for the dark, I think.
Yeah, like how is that delivering wise? Like, because I'm sure, because there's people, we hear from people down here, they're like, everybody's like, oh, it's getting dark and you need to get done, and I don't want to be out in the dark delivering, and you guys are up there just grinding it out when you only have 3 hours of daylight on certain days.
As a cover guy, it sucks. Like, I've learned entire
God, I could imagine.
Dark. But now that I've got my own route, I don't even care. I don't even flinch when the dark.
That's awesome.
I will say another thing, just to go back before we go forward with this, just to revert back to the Diet 6. Now, what I was saying with Ernie was he was complaining about it a lot, just to the drivers, that it does get better. But to the dark, the Diet 6 light is fucking solid. That thing compared to the Diet, oh yeah, the Diet. If you use the light for the Diet 6, if it would to deliver in the dark, is.
Are you talking about the flashlight?
The flashlight, yes.
Oh, I don't even use it. I don't even,
I'm just saying, if you have to use a light, it's a big step up from the Diet 5, big time.
But our center, it's dark so much in the winter that they provide us with headlamps and cleats, ice cleats.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a huge deal. Like, honestly, I like delivering in the dark. With my own route, it's nice.
I've always said the same thing to Dave, dude. I feel like shit's calmer out. It's not quite as there's not as many people.
It's like also like
I do like it.
Like, to me, I feel like when I'm delivering in the dark, it's just like, it's peaceful. if that's weird. I don't know if that's weird, but like it's peaceful.
Oh, it's great. But on the downside, with it being dark at 3:00, I had a gun pulled on me and about 8:00. Like, what the hell are you doing on my property at 8:00 at night?
Yeah, because in their minds they're probably feeling like it's 2 a.m.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're different people up here too. So guns are everywhere, dogs are everywhere. It's different.
I understand. I've had that's what did I tell the gun story with the woman shaking her? I think I probably told that on here, but I had one pulled on me at night, not announcing. I get where you're coming from.
No,
West by God, Virginians and Alaskans, where we got more in common. We're two of the same. Oh shit. Now I just to give, because we always forget that we started putting this back on YouTube, but just to give the visual to this, when I unknowingly had the gun pulled on me, I didn't know this till the next day, but I had a chain break and I walked up to this stop to put a few boxes, and I just walked to the side, like to the porch, and it was straight up. I was tired. I didn't knock, and I started walking back. The next day she came out, and it was earlier. I wasn't as heavy. I don't know. It was daylight then. Said, "Was that you last night?" And I said, "Yeah." And she just started going like this. She's shaking her head, not saying a word. And I was going, "What's this?" I was like, "What's this mean? What's shaking your head mean? That must be bad." But and then that's what she said. She's like, "Yeah, I about shot you last night. You need to announce yourself. You need to tell what you're doing." Like she said, she went and got her rifle and came back, and I was around in the corner going back down the hill. But yeah, man. Jeez. So yeah, if it's dark, but then like I said, it wasn't 3 p.m. dark, but still it was getting dark at like 5:30. So yeah, right. people that fucks with, when it gets dark for a while, people think it's way later. I mean, I feel like anybody does when it starts, just as in your, still though. Yeah. Don't be, check the watch. If it's 2 a.m., if you see the company, if you see a delivery person, then you can grab the pistol. If it's 8 p.m., it's probably
as a cover guy for 5 years. I was we rented excursions up here for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
So I delivered out of an unmarked black Expedition several years, and all I had was a little placard on the side, so nobody can see it.
Oh,
of course, showing up.
And that's the dumbest idea, and I tell that to him to this day, that we got to stop doing that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I've said to people, like with the PVD. We have the PVD drivers here.
Oh yeah.
Then, dude, I've said that like to that place where that story I just told people. I'm like, dude, that's in a, I know I wasn't in a truck right then, but I said a lot of times, at least at the very fucking least, you're in a box truck. You know what I mean? You're in something, you're not in an unmarked vehicle that's got, like you said, it's got a decal on the side that they can't see anyway. But it's, yeah, man, I've said that to hear play. I was like, dude, there's a lot of places that I've delivered to you that I would not want to be rolling up to at night and, just some random car for sure.
So you get in the habit of shining your brights, honking, yelling. I mean, it's all, you make it work, but it sucks.
Right. Well, I gotta ask now, dude, because first off, before I get into the basketball thing, I just want to ask really fast, not delivery related, because I watched an episode. Have you ever been to Barrow?
No, but my boy has several times.
I've had this like for probably 10 years now. I forget exactly how I even came across finding out about Barrow, but I've wanted to go so bad, and it's like a commitment trip that my wife would never want to go because she hates cold weather. So like I was like, this is probably gonna have to wait till I'm retired because I don't think she'll ever let me commit the time I would need to make it. But I just to give a quick for the listeners that wouldn't know, Barrow is basically at the very tip top of Alaska. Is that correct?
It is on the Arctic Ocean, yes.
And you can't get there. You can't drive there. Is that right? Like you can't get there by actually driving. Like from where you're at now, could you drive to Barrow?
You can in the winter. Have you seen ice road truckers?
Oh shit! Okay. I didn't even put two and two together. That's where ice road
starts in Fairbanks. That office you see is Fairbanks, Alaska.
Okay. All right.
So yes, you can. But my boy played. You know, he goes to a Catholic school up here, private school. The sports, you go all over the place. So he had to fly up there because it's a lot faster, but
right.
He's been up there 3 or 4 times for football, basketball, you name it. But their football field is, stone's throw from the ocean. And there are actually guard towers around the field for polar bears.
Oh my!
No shit.
We haven't even touched on
that.
That
Close in town that they have to keep an eye on that while they're playing.
Dude, I couldn't imagine.
They're just up there with guns, just ready to let
just
loose.
be sitting there. You
Pretty
imagine
much, yeah.
I'd be sitting there, dude. I was an offensive lineman. I took a lot of pride in protecting my quarterback, man. But if I'd have been sitting there and stood up and I saw a polar bear on the field,
nope, that's it.
Like, where's that? Like, damn, dude, you're done, dude. Them guys at that gun tower better get this. I'm gone. Oh shit.
It's always windy up there. It's cold. Every team that goes up there does the polar bear plunge. They jump in the ocean, whatever temperature it is.
I've always, man. I can't remember what it was. Like I said, how I found it, but I know a lot of people. Like the price of I saw a video of just in a grocery store, and that's what I remember, Dave, when I was telling you about that. Like the price, dude, like a box of cereal was something nuts. Like I forget what it was then. It was probably like 12 or 13, $14 maybe. Something like,
it's pretty ridiculous because most of Alaska, the villages you cannot drive to them. It's off the road system up here. So everything gets flown up there, or in the winter, it gets barge up there, sled up there, whatever. So it's pretty common to see a $10, gallon of milk or something.
See, that's another thing, Dave, and to people complaining about getting dark and shit. People talking about, but that's
stuff.
Oh, you've seen what is it? 30 Days a Night. That's Nome.
Yeah,
that's literally how it is. 30 days of no sun. Period.
Maybe that's how I found out about bear because of that. But it's 30. It's dark for a month, Dave.
Yeah, it's a different world up here. There's no other way to put it.
And like saying all this stuff, it's now you can see for the listeners on YouTube, Dave, like you can see why I'm having a hard time convincing my fair weather wife, like telling her all these things, like what the pros and cons. That's why I'm going to have to do it when I'm retired.
She's like, yeah, what's the cons? You're like,
oh man.
So I tell everybody, you got to come up here twice. You got to come up here in the middle of summer, and you got to come up in the middle of winter and decide if you like it.
So how hot does it get up there?
In Fairbanks, it will get into the 90s.
Oh no shit. All right.
So we'll see 150, 160 degree swing throughout the year. Wow. Which you do not see anywhere else.
No, I was going to say that is nowhere else.
But it doesn't get that warm up here, so most people don't have AC or anything. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So when it hits about 80 degrees, it sucks.
Oh Jesus!
and everyone.
You were talking about the polar bears. Are they Are they usually like, I don't fucking know anything about polar bears, but are they usually like along the coast? Is that where they
Yeah,
usually
like
are?
you will not see them in Fairbanks. That is definitely a coast thing.
So
but
like
we do have black bears, brown bears, grizzly bears in the area.
that it have you ever came across one while delivering?
Not a bear, but moose are my biggest concern up here.
Oh yeah, I'm a big mother.
Yeah, I
I've
forgot
actually
about
been
moose.
charged by a moose that got within about 10 feet of me in my truck.
Oh my God. Those things
And
are massive.
they will mess you up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I could imagine. Like if they hit you with their I mean, what the hell do you
Antlers?
they're not even called antlers, are they? They're not called antlers.
No,
They're not
they
antlers.
will
That's like
they
a
will
damn
trample you.
Oh shit. Yeah, they're that fucking big. Yeah, dude. Them things are huge.
And especially this year, we've had like record snow. Like just this winter, we're over 96 inches of snow this winter.
Oh my.
So they have
shit.
nowhere to go. So they've been creeping into town because they can't walk anywhere.
No shit.
So people hiking, biking on the trails, sled dogs, they're getting attacked because the moose have nowhere to go.
Oof.
Dude, I couldn't
So
even
I see
imagine.
probably a dozen moose a week, just in the neighborhoods.
Oh my.
And are they normally aggressive?
No, just when they have nowhere else to go.
Good deal. Because I was curious because I didn't, dude, because we don't have moose here, but we have a shit ton of deer. And I was just thinking that the damage
He's
that
fucking laughing at you right now.
Deer, what are those?
I'm just saying, I'm like,
a moose is like 4 times the size of that thing.
I'm aware of that, Dave.
Holy
That's what I was about to say is that I've seen the damage that a deer does to your car. I can't imagine, dude.
Imagine hitting a moose.
Dude, if I hit,
That is the biggest cause of death on the highways up here. Actually, is moose.
I would
way.
believe it. Yeah, dude, it'd
because
probably
they are
make a
just the
damn
right
car turn
height to
dust.
go right through your windshield.
Yeah, dude, they're huge. The one I didn't see, until I forget when the fuck I actually saw one like in person, and I was like, holy shit, no idea they were that big, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
fuck.
I got to bring up one more thing with because I was going to talk about, you said you was living in Utah for 30 years. You're a Utah Jazz fan, and I love basketball, and I said I wanted to bring this up, and I know it's a shitty one. It's a shitty one as a sports fan. But because of what you said when I went live before we started recording, because Michael Jordan's last year he played, if anybody that remembered it, for a lot of people relived it, or for the younger people that weren't really either too young to remember, weren't paying as much of attention, watched The Last Dance, they might have saw it on that. But so the Bulls played the Jazz in the finals. Jordan's last. It wasn't his last game ever. It was his last with that team with Chicago. And dude, because of because of Michael Jordan being the GOAT, of him being there's going to be some people to be. I know I mentioned that about LeBron a little bit ago, but God, I feel like that argument is as bad as anything where you get people just will refuse to budge. But Michael Jordan, on that shot they always show, the push off. The push off. It's Dave, dude, so how I was so as a fan, like, I don't know how. I don't think we asked how old are you, if you don't
I'm
mind.
41.
41. Okay, so I'm 37. So that would have put you would have been like what, like 18, 17, 18 then. Okay. So
Still hurts.
God, what a terrible, and that's like right at 18 being like, yeah, you're at a really diehard age to really have it fucking sting. Because I was telling you about
in
that
Salt Lake, that's the only team we have. That's the only professional sport team we have in Utah at the time. So it was all about the Jazz.
And Jordan, yeah, it was a shove. It was I think people will at least say it's a nudge. And today, I mean, would have if that would have been Steve Kerr or somebody else, maybe Pippen, nobody else is going to be taking that shot. So that's a hypothetical bullshit question to ask. If they would have called it, yeah, if they would have called a foul on someone else, but we all know they weren't going to shoot it. Jordan was going to shoot the ball, but I just wanted to, I hate to bring that up, but I just wanted to throw that in there because I've always said the same thing. I've always said the same thing. I'm like, dude, he shoved him. And I don't get the argument, but I wasn't a Jordan fan, dude. I wanted the Jazz to win that series so bad as I wanted. I don't dislike Jordan. I actually respect Jordan way more now as an adult because, dude, I just see him smoking cigars and he likes to gamble. I mean, I think me and Jordan would fucking hang out and have a blast together.
He was a hell of a player, but boy, he screwed us in Utah.
Yeah, he did. He did, man. And I hate it because I wanted to see Stockton get some jewelry. I know Malone tried to chase it. He tried to chase it with the Lakers that year, and
that pisses me off too.
well, that obviously they didn't succeed. So
no, and that kind of makes me happy. Screw you.
It's real quick though. With that not that I can think of off the top of my head, but did Stockton play once he retired at Utah? He was done, right? He didn't play anywhere else, did he?
Nope. He was first to last game, Utah.
That's what I thought. I thought so. Well, the greatest point guards of all time that somehow doesn't seem to get the credit. I mean, he gets a bunch, but we were just talking about it. That he's on my Mount Rushmore point guards. Some people may
because everyone he played against said he was the dirtiest player ever.
Yeah, like
he could steal it from anybody.
Yeah, like Gary Payton said he was he was tougher to guard than anybody, wasn't he? That's what Gary Payton said. That's one of the best defensive guys ever. But yeah, we could pump John Stockton's wheels all evening. I do, man. I miss those days of basketball, but
right. It's a different game now.
It is, man. It is.
Oh yeah. So Tony, we've been going for about 45 minutes now. So so we're gonna wrap it up, but this is the last one I want to ask you. So we always ask our guests to give us their favorite helper story.
Favorite helper story? So
it could be it could be good or it could be bad. It could be about leaving people on the side of the road. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Well, nothing crazy, but 2 years ago, my oldest son was my helper.
That's awesome.
Just turned 18. Finally got to show him why I'm exhausted every day when I get home. And of course, it was the slowest peak ever. Oh. So he never even had to work, really.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't trade that peak for anything. It was awesome, hanging out all day with him and kind of showing him what I do.
Absolutely.
So, but we got to take our picture with the biggest Santa Claus in the world, and he actually bought me lunch a couple days, so it worked out great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, I think that for we've had a couple other guests that have had were able to have their kid. That's like a guy that works with Dave. Shout out to John Waddell, because his daughter helped him this past Christmas, right? Wasn't that this year? Yeah, I think that's awesome, especially for drivers. Like I know you stayed at home and you were a stay-at-home dad, like raise your kids, like you said, but still, like, dude, you're out on the you've been doing it 11 years, man. It's still, that's still time that it's tough, dude. You're still out on you're still, throughout the week, dude. It's still, you're committed. You're committed to that. You're committed to that old brown box, man. So yeah, dude. I mean, that's still awesome that he was able to help you, even if it wasn't, like I said, go figure, it would be a slow peak, but yeah,
it was
awesome
slow and it was warm. He had to, try and one up me. He wore his shorts all year too.
Nice.
So
yeah, that's actually how I got started with that.
Oh, really?
Is my dad actually retired. He put in
nice.
he put in his 30 years, and I was his helper 1 year, and then I knew what it took to. No. I mean, like I knew what it took to do the job, and it's probably one of the best jobs you could get if you don't have a college degree.
That's where I'm at. So I'm we've got 4 guys with nice degrees, but they can't make the money
right
anywhere.
Right.
Hey, that's
and the benefits that they offer too, like you mentioned earlier.
That's what I'm one of those. I'm that very example, man. I mean, with what I got, I mean, I've always said, I've gotten into that with my thoughts on college. Use something, get a degree that you're going to be able to use, that you want to use, yada yada. I've talked about that as much as I've talked about tire chains with Dave, but no, I'm the same. I'm the same way though. If I would have pursued, with what I went into, it wouldn't have been. I was better doing the route, with as far as benefits and, pay, benefits wise, both. Yeah. I'm better going the route we went than the route I would have went if I would have actually went with my degree. So yeah, I'm one of those people, man. So yeah, I can attest to that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No, it's a hell of a good job. Apparently we're one of the highest paid benefits, combined package drivers up here with cost of living and all that. But it's a great gig up here. I wouldn't trade it for anything right now.
Absolutely.
That's good, man. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
So, and then I'm I'm a year into being a shop steward too.
Oh, all right.
So nice. I'm a driver, safety committee member, and shop steward.
Nice.
All right. So
I'm busy.
let me ask, because this seems to be a thing going around, or as far as like with brakes and everything, how is that up at your building? Because a lot of places now it's being forced. Now, for me personally, I've taken everything I'm supposed to take. I've always done that. And part of that is because I've always worked, neighboring routes I need to, if I would get done too early. I used to get green lighted when I kind of figured it out. So I've always taken mine, but some people choose to, as a union steward. I mean, I know because you always got to defend the home team, so to speak. But is your center, is that a thing where you guys are at, or does everybody just mostly do it anyway? And it's not.
I haven't taken a lunch in years.
No shit. Dude, right now down here, there would be people's heads exploding.
I know there's centers where they shut your board down and you can't even, actually work for an hour or whatever.
Really?
But
that actually happens in my cousin Nate here, who does our producer. They do that with the guy at 6. Is they
you can't work from 12 to 1
once he
or something.
punches out, that's it. You can't do anything.
Well, no, he's saying they shut the whole board down though, because
I've just seen pictures on Instagram that says state requirements say that you cannot deliver now or something. But
yeah, that's
it's not a problem up here. I'm not working through my lunch. I just don't take a lunch.
Right.
See, so and that's I think it should be a choice personally.
Me too.
That's awesome you feel that way, because I feel like there's got to be a united front, especially with next year being a contract year, man. And this is one thing that people have been butting their heads on. And I feel like if you like for me personally, I normally always do, but if there's times when I've needed to cut my brakes, I fucking need it. I've done it. If there's something I've needed to get done, or if I like for me here, we get an hour lunch and a 10-minute paid break. That's the full shebang. And if I've had, 35, 40 minutes before and I'm like, it's later, or if I'm tired, I'm like, I'm not taking this 20. Or if I haven't taken any, sometimes I don't. I've done that in the past, and I feel like it definitely should be a choice, man. So I just but there's a lot of union people too that will be pissed off if you do skip it. And I feel
So we've got 2 stewards up here. The other guy is one of the old school. I will take my hour every day, and he pushes all these new guys to. We do have the option for a half-hour lunch in our contract. We're just supposed to tell management, but we also have a handful of drivers that weaponize their lunch. They get done early, decide, I got to go help out. Screw you guys. I'm going to take my hour lunch, and it's going to be too late to help out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you do it right, I stay under the radar. I do my thing. I get out of there. I don't cause any problems, and they leave me alone. And that's how I love it.
There you go.
Dude, that's the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it, man, because it is.
Yep. I haven't had a ride along in about 3 years. They basically said, we're not worried about you. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Cannot
complain.
I'll take a page right out of your book, brother. I'm the same way, man. To an extent.
But
sometimes
this new contract could be interesting.
Yeah, it definitely will be.
Oh yeah. Sure. But Tony, thank you, dude, for joining us, brother. This
anytime.
It's been a blast. This has been a blast. Last but not least, I have to ask you, because we asked everybody again. Do you by any chance have any questions for us? Sometimes people
not really, but it's just nice to hear other people's perspective on things and what it's like at normal.
Yeah, dude.
Versus up here. So
right. Dude,
basically we're considered out of the country according to most people.
Yeah, because that's what Dave. Yeah, because even Dave, I'll call you out now that he said that, because Dave said the United States. He's like, down here in the United States. I was like, well, they're part of the United States. They're just not united with the rest of the states, but neither is Hawaii. But they're the same way. I was like, well, they're still part of the United States. I get what you were saying there, Dave. Yeah,
except for the free shipping and this and that. So.
That's awesome.
But I also like it because there's a lot less pressure on us up here.
Yeah.
We don't have commits. The only commit we have is a EAM, which is 2 p.m. up here, which is nice.
Nice.
I see maybe one a month.
Right.
So
that's awesome.
But yeah, it's definitely different, and I recommend a visit if anyone's interested.
I'm gonna make it up there at some point, man. I'm planning on it.
But let me know. I'll take you out for a beer.
There you go.
Will do, brother. Will do.
So Tony, don't go anywhere so we can say goodbye off air. Okay. So hang tight.
Sounds good.
So thank you, dude, for joining us again.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, brother. And that was our interview with Tony, the Alaskan driver.
The furthest north driver company. I just I rooster. I just roostered myself. But man, he now the second person that's been further north than Dave with his Tony's way more north of him than Sean.
All of us.
But yeah, dude, he what was crazy was I just saw a video Barstool Sports had literally posted a couple days ago, and it showed a moose charging at this dude and like a garage camera. And his dog had this little dog, like nobody got hurt. His dog was fine, but it just showed this moose come out of nowhere. It was just standing there. And I was like, holy shit. He was just talking about this shit. Like they don't have anywhere to go. Fuck no, man. Like, dude,
What the fuck, dude?
I can tell you right
Like,
now
we're worried
that
about dogs. This guy's got moose. I don't even know it's a plural of moose. Like
it's just moose. Yeah, there's no plural. It's just moose.
Mises.
No, dude. It's just moose.
Like, fuck, dude.
Mises.
And like,
Sorry.
I know that was a good one. And I wasn't serious, obviously. I
know. I was hoping so.
It made for a good laugh. I mean, I am homeschooled, so it's very possible. According to Danielle, it's very possible that I could say that. But oh fuck. But yeah, dude, moose. I can't even imagine I know the polar bears aren't in his area where he delivers, but imagine delivering in an area where you got to worry about fucking polar bears.
No, dude.
Fuck, dude.
And
that is just insane.
And like those, and of course, polar bears are fucking way more dangerous than a moose would be. But back to I think moose are so big that I don't know what the fuck. Like I'm
trampled to death.
Yeah, like. I was even thinking to myself, like, my big ass fucking walking tall block, like I could swing at that moose as hard as I fucking could, and it'd probably just shrug it off and then trample me to death. Because
it would not done it whatsoever.
I was telling Ashley, I was like, I think of all the times I walk through the fucking. There's so many times, especially when it's like when it's bad out because it gets dark early, that there's like parts, like I've walked through woods so many times. To just like, dude, and then it makes me wonder, like, because he said moose aren't aggressive though, unless they don't have anywhere to go.
Right.
But like walking through the woods, like, dude, oh my God, like, fuck. You need to talk about shit in your pants because them things are like fucking 10 feet, 10, staying like 8 feet tall. Fuck me, dude. Yeah, that was, he said, and that's the number one car fatality up there because they're the I hate to say perfect height, but like the amount of damage, like I said, deer total cars. You could total a car hitting a deer, dude.
Imagine hitting a fucking moose.
Yeah, hitting a fucking moose. Holy shit.
Wild stuff. So,
but to also make sure to say this for all the people that were old enough and remember that 1998 NBA Finals, if you agree or disagree that Jordan pushed off or didn't push off, you can just feel free to message us because I'm very curious of the feedback of that. Dave didn't watch. Dave's not a basketball guy, so I didn't want to I didn't dive too deep into that. That also was a long fucking time ago. So for anybody that just out of curiosity, because I think Tony obviously thinks he pushed. I kind of agree with Tony, but doesn't diminish the fact he's still the GOAT. But anyways,
yes.
Yeah, message us your thoughts on that if you have
Absolutely. Any. Absolutely. So, all right. Hope you guys enjoyed our interview with Tony. Thank you, Tony, for coming on. That was awesome, buddy. Now, hey, last but not least, shall we get into the question of the week?
Absolutely.
I should make that a soundbite. Let's put a big echo behind it. The question of the week. All right. Sorry. I'm just having some fun because that's what this is about. So, the question of the week is, what's the worst rookie mistake / feeling that you occasionally have on the job? Let's see what we got. So, starting with Parcel Savage. Shout out to Fitzy, says, dropping my keys in some snow. Oh, wait.
Dude.
Old man emoji. That sucks. This one here is from Starla. Starla says, when you get to the front of the door and realize they had more than one package. Yup. I'm pretty sure everybody does that at least once a week.
Dude, that just all right. So let me I got
that's
a
one of the
good
worst. I did it today.
Dude, that's what I had one last week that I mean, and it was not extremely heavy, but heavy enough. And it was like I knocked out two, like it was a residential. So I kind of parked in the middle, dude. So I was far enough away. I got up there and I fucking scanned it. I said, you gotta be fucking kidding me. God. Yeah, that's a good one. Good answer, Jerica.
Starla, what'd you say?
Was that Starla?
Starla.
Fuck. Sorry. Good answer, Starla. I was my bad. My bad.
This one here is from Give Me More Cosplay. Give Me More Cosplay says, trust management. Just kidding. Trusting the GPS too much. I just use maps nowadays. Learn the route and area better. Ding, ding, ding.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Learning the area and route better will eliminate cradle babies.
It will. Fucking God. And shout out to Bianca for that. I will always say it will be the greatest. I swear to God, I apologize again, Starla, because obviously I'm trying to download. Low Tech Tommy here is trying to download my Google Docs app before getting to my question. So that's my apologies. I'm hearing shit. But anyway,
right.
Yeah.
This one is from R. Schwinn. Robert is his name. Hello, Robert. Robert says, FYI, using the map navigation means you are still a rookie. That's good.
Sure.
Absolutely. That's what we were just talking about. Thank you, Robert. This one here is from ADG. Awesome delivery guy says, did I check the snoober? What the fuck did he just say? Snubber part to engage when connecting more than one trailer. Is that called a dolly?
What is it?
I don't know what the fuck it's called on a fucking feeder.
The
Uber.
Oh man. So we need
it's like Uber with
Corey.
S and N in front of it.
Corey. We need Corey Wagner, Brandon Mansion weigh in on that.
Oh my God. I am just butchering shit tonight. Here we go. Snubber. God, yeah, everyone's fucking laughing at me. I know everybody's laughing at me right now.
Hey, at least you're just fucking up words. You're not getting names wrong.
Not yet.
Of past guests.
We still have many to go. This one here, just mentioned her, Corey Wagner. Coag says, sometimes it's my first day backing a trailer. I had that issue too. You know, like you go to back up a package car and you did not pull up front, like, far enough to fucking swing it in. Next thing you know, you're about to go off. You're like, who the fuck's driving this thing? Gotta go correct yourself. Oh, man. Shit. This one here is from Dustin Coakley says, sheeting a package is not found, only to find it at your next stop and having to turn around to go back to it. It happens.
It does, and it's better when it's in the
but
next
that's not
stop.
on you. Let's be honest here. If you got a shitty low quality, you may find that package in your 8,000 when you've been looking in your 2,000.
Hey, just remember a golden rule, everybody. Just it's everybody else's fault. Just
You said that so nonchalant.
It's everybody else's fault. It's not yours.
It is. Fuck. Next one is from Old Bald Bearded Bastard. Says, when my old age kicks in and I pass a stop.
Fuck.
That's what he says. Fuck.
I hear that.
Next one is from Sir Von Roar. I know I've seen you before, but you don't have a name anywhere on there besides Sir Von Roar. Says, curb check. First Christmas, I dumped all of All is shelf 5 and 7. Popped the curb by accident. There goes the entire load.
Oh yeah.
Fucking right. That deserves a good old
fuck.
All right. We should have a fuck or no fuck segment, I feel like. We should do that one day. That'd be fun. Just keep hitting the fucking button.
I like it.
I like it too. This one's from Idaho Birder. Says, shit, wrong house. Runs back to the porch. Yeah, we've all been there.
Mm-hmm. Especially, it's the worst when they fucking already grabbed it, went inside, and you got to knock on the door. Like, I'm sorry.
And
sorry.
opened it.
Yeah, like, sorry, it wasn't yours.
Fucking right. This one here is from that dude, Luke.
in Michigan.
In me. Says not remembering that a stop has more than one package until I get to the door. Abso-fucking-lutely. That happened to me earlier, right? I took one out. First stop of the day this morning. First stop of the day. I took one. I'm halfway to the door. I see fucking two more. I'm like, fuck. I just fucking missed it, dude. Straight up missed it. I was like, fuck. I had to go back for two more boxes. Next one here is from Rocky Mountain Rots. Says, delivering a box to a house, then getting back to the truck only to realize the house had two boxes. Absolutely. I was just saying that. This one here is from the Henry Film Co. Says, driving by your next stop. Well, shit, I guess I will have to turn around now. Absolutely. Sometimes you forget where you are. Next one here is from Ashley Pippin. Says, talking back to the boss. Rookie mistake.
I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on your demeanor and who the
Depends
boss
on the
is.
situation.
I have, and I can't spoil this because I when this guy, he doesn't have a lot of time left. If we're still doing this, which I hope we are, if we're still doing this when this dude's retired, Dave's heard this story. I'm not telling it on here, but I got a story for you about talking back to the fucking boss.
You want to tell me next week?
No, this wasn't me. This wasn't me. It's a driver. I'm not going to fucking mention names or anything, okay. But I want him to tell this, but I don't really I want him to tell the stories once he's done. Cause I don't know what the fuck he's got some crazy shit. Shit.
Next one here is from Upsman96. Says, I can't believe nobody has said it, but everyone has done it. Burning off with the back door open. This would be a good topic for podcast stories. I know I have a few. You ever drive off with the back door open?
Fuck. Yeah, I have.
The best is when you hear it about the best is when you get a message first thing in the morning and you're still in the parking lot doing your truck check. Someone's like, someone just drove off with the back door open. Imagine driving off with a full fucking load, just leaving the building, not even doing your truck check properly, and just driving off with your back door open. All of a sudden, there's boxes fucking flying out the back door as you speed off down the fucking highway.
I saw a guy one time in front of me when I still delivered in Morgantown, and this fucking he had the back doors, double doors, Yeah. One of them flew open.
Barn doors, yep.
And I couldn't I was like, oh my God, people were so far behind. Like they were freaking out. And they got governors on them. I couldn't fucking get up to him. I was like, fuck. I couldn't see who it was. Luckily, somebody ended up kind of getting their attention. But yeah, you want to talk about nerve wracking. I was like,
hold on real quick.
Helpless.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no, absolutely. And speaking of this, so the Rogans shared a video with us like about a month ago, maybe, of good old, Smiley Company over there. And they were driving with their back door, or it was the side door or back door? It was the back door?
Yeah, it was the back. It was the back door. Yeah, it was the back door.
Wide open. And then when they asked the guy about it, they followed him, whatever. And when they like, yeah, dude, your back door's open. Like, he was like, oh, I know.
Well, shout out. This was to the older days this when that video got shared, this was another thing. Like Fitzy had mentioned this to me as well, and then like I know as far as disgruntled Doug, when I was his helper, we even on days when it would, because some days it would be kind of even warmer in the wintertime, but a lot of drivers did that with us too back in the day, but not like, I feel like they didn't do it to the where like this dude's just chilling at a stoplight. Boxes are like at the end of like the way things are right now. Fuck, people steal shit all the time.
Yeah.
Like that dude, you could just walk right back in there. Like there was shit right at the end of the shelf. At that stoplight, you literally got out of a passenger seat, stepped in, grabbed it, but like later, man, what's he gonna fucking do about it? Nothing. I mean,
so it was funny because after seeing that, I saw a van of theirs with the side door open, just driving at a stop sign, side door of the van open. And I was just like driving by. I was like, what? Is this the thing they're teaching now to be like quicker or something to get stops off? Just leave the doors open so you don't got to fucking open and close it.
Yeah, I mean, they'll just replace it if it fucking flies out anyway. Doesn't matter. It's where all this shit, man, all those packages you saw on the railroad fucking tracks some months back. Maybe it was just flying out of fucking Valley fucking trucks and things.
And they think the driver did it on purpose. Next one. Oh, yeah, this is a good one. Next one is from RB Morton 17 says, get home and realize I forgot to take my truck keys off. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, been there.
Oh, yeah. Next one is from PT Pab 12, also known as Pete. Pete says, occasionally when I get going too fast, I overtrust the pin location on the map navigation. Then get angry with myself when I realize I missed the house.
Oh. Yeah. I mean,
Pete, with all due respect, learn to route a little bit better, buddy.
I'll tell you with the new ones, though. I'll tell you with the new ones, dude, because I like using the classic format where it shows like 17 stops on the screen, but unfortunately it makes it smaller. I find myself missing shit.
Yeah.
Excuse me. More because I'm fucking squinting at that thing, but I don't know. I prefer it, and I'm stuck in my ways now. You'll see. You'll be there soon, brother. It's coming.
It's coming for me soon. Last but not least, this one here is from Rickstar26, our one and only DHL driver listener, I think, because I never heard of anybody else from DHL that listens. Rick says, forgetting to load scan a package into the van, thus forgetting to add it to my map, causing me to drive back to that area. And the other is waiting until the last minute to grab a pickup before the pickup time window expires. We've all
Rick, if you represent DHL well, brother. We appreciate you. We appreciate you listening. We appreciate you always being involved. This is true, Rick. He represents DHL well. I was trying to think Hulk. That's fucking Hulkamania colors, man. Fucking red and yellow, right?
That's it.
We actually had some on. We had 8 on Facebook. Facebook is showing out. Wendy Butler says, leaving my dolly at a bulk stop and not realizing it until I got to my next bulk stop and had to make 3 trips back to the truck to bring in all the packages.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is a big pain in the ass.
And then you're literally going through your mind and you're like, hold on, where did I last have it? And you got to think back. Like
there was a few times where my truck was so slammed when I covered that like I didn't even, the dolly, I mean, it was just so packed. I didn't notice it wasn't one. And then they'd be like, why didn't you look on your pre-trip? Like, cause I can't open the goddamn bulkhead. Anyway, Josh Miller says, back when some of the rear doors were spring loaded, I hit a railroad crossing a bit too hard. The latch didn't hold, door went up and lost 7 packages into the street. Fortunately, a few honest people grabbed them and found me in the next subdivision, so relieved. But I'm way more attuned to the bumps and using that chain.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
This is Matt. If it's Showstack, I don't know if I was pronounced his last name right.
Say it one more time.
But Showstack, Shostak. It's some ish. I don't know. I mean, I fuck these up too, I suppose.
Fuck.
Still thinking that the new center manager or on road is going to run things differently. I've seen this 10 times in my career. They all fall in line in a week or two. In parentheses, sadly, I fell for it again 4 months ago. When will I learn? I mean, I feel like hope's a dangerous thing to have, man. It's well, just morph yourself
Especially with
into
this job. No hope is allowed. Fuck.
Hope is so dangerous.
You went
to
to your
have.
supervisor and be like, I have some hope. They'll be like, what?
Oh fuck. That's good. I mean, I feel you though, brother. I always think the same thing too.
You
and
always
it's
want hope.
Right. Yeah. Man, I swear the way we don't really ever, I don't feel like we ever talk bad on this job so much, but some of the ways we fucking describe things, man, it just is god fucking awful. Like, what do you like to say with the job?
They're a great company to work for.
Yeah. Like, is there a great company to work for? They're a great company to work for. You got great. Yeah. But then you'll hear it.
Care of my family.
Then you'll hear an employee say to another employee, "Hope's a dangerous thing to have in this profession." Oh, fuck me. Let's see. Josh Allen says, leaving dollies behind at bulk stops when I first started my 30 days. It was only once, but I think that every time I touched the dolly.
Shit.
I feel you, brother. I feel you. Katie King says, did I close the back door? Shit. Alan Ferris says, misdelivering a whole block, one block over. I've actually, I haven't done a whole block, but I've misdelivered a couple in areas, you know, when you scan. Yeah, I've done that before. That fucking sucks.
I have a Butterville and a Libertyville road that are right by each other.
Mm.
And my God, you just see the Ville and you're like, I know where this one goes. Been there, done that too. Not a whole block, but fuck.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. And then Justin Haas says, walking off along driveways with no turnarounds, only to realize I had 2 packages, not one. Like I said, man, that stings. It stings. Fucking, we've had a few with that, and it's so understandable because we've all been there. No matter how many years, dude, I've known people, fucking 30-year drivers, still make that mistake.
Absolutely.
And it pisses you off every fucking time. But
absolutely.
Last on here, and I believe this is the Cowboy Cardboard Warrior on IG, is Brian, his fucking last name.
Vochase?
Yeah, I'll let you say it because I was going to fuck
something
it up.
Like that.
Yes.
How would you say it?
I would have said maybe I don't know. I was going to say
Sound it out.
I was gonna say, just if I see VAC at anything, I just think vaccination or vaccine because of fucking COVID just pounding our head. I know it's not that. Sorry, Brian. But he says not checking and having to walk back to the house with a second or third package.
Oh yeah, that's like the big one,
man. It is. Everybody, it's a pain in the fucking ass. It is, dude. I gotta go back
to the don't list.
I mean. I just want to like, I got to go back to that one more time before we fucking get off of here because it's so true how what Dave was saying. Now, yeah, he was saying it in a joke, but it is true. But it's so like to say it like on paper like that. God, it makes it like I fucking cannot stay. Like it just sounds the same. I don't want to keep repeating it, but just one last time. Hope is a danger. You say that. Anybody working in an employment, if you don't just still say what you do, and you hear somebody say that to someone else, you'll be like, dude, you need to get out. What the fuck's wrong? Run. Get away. Like, what are you doing? Where are you? What environment are you in?
Like, we have so much hope for everything, though, that goes on with us at our job. It's one, we hope for a great load quality. That didn't happen. We hope for a great stop count sometimes, but that didn't happen the same day. Not only are you fucked with a bad load quality, and now you're fucking loaded up front to back, top to bottom, left to right in the truck. Then you're like, oh, you know what? I put in an 8-hour request yesterday. Now you see it in your mailbox denied. There's too. Like, and then you're like, I'm gonna have a great paycheck, and then union dues come out that week.
Man, what the fuck else can you bring up? I mean, it's every fucking inconvenience that you can possibly imagine.
And then your truck gets reg tag. You're like, all right. Then you show up with the fucking shittiest truck the next day that goes 20 miles an hour up a hill. Like, that happened to me.
Oh,
you got no hope. All hope is lost.
It's like that fucking. It's like I was just saying. They say that in The Dark Knight Rises when he's in that fucking prison before he escapes. Hope's dangerous or something. God, man. Oh, yeah, Jesus, that was good. That was good, man.
Good laugh.
That was good answers, everybody. That was a good question of the week.
Facebook, Instagram.
It was a fitting good answers for the question of the week. It was a solid episode.
Absolutely.
Tony, thanks again, brother.
Thank you, Tony, for coming on. And talking, man. That was awesome to learn a lot about what it's like in the whole nother world up there in Alaska.
Yep.
So, guys, continue delivering greatness in all that you do, all right? Don't forget your most important stop. And everybody, we will see you guys next week.
Later, everybody.